Hello viewers, welcome to Face, your favorite talk show on BINUSTV with me Alessandro as your host for today's episode for 1 hour. I am pretty sure that most of you have been really looking forward to watching this episode. One of the reasons is that you are big fans of our guest. Another reason is probably you are one of those people who wants to know more about him. As for myself, I am happy because I can invite one of my favorite lecturers. Without further ado, here he is, our one and only guest for today's episode, Sir Aziz Comi. Hello, sir.
Hi, how's it going?
Well, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but I'll manage. Because we've been having so many gigs today. This past few months, and I didn't get enough sleep because we've been traveling a lot. Last week we went to Medan, Lampung to perform with the band, and then next is Solo, Bogor, and there are so many places that we need to go.
Well, I think first, I think it's better for you, sir, to introduce yourself a bit to the viewers, sir.
Yes. So, nice to meet you all. I'm Comi, but my real name or my lecturer name is Abdul Aziz Turhan. I'm actually a lecturer of BINUS English department. Aside from being a lecturer, I'm also a musician. I play the bass for an indie band, an award-winning indie band, Payung Teduh. So there you have it. Award-winning
indie
yes,
band.
because we won 2 awards 2 years ago when we released our albums Dunia Batas. We won best newcomer from Rolling Stone magazine and from the Department of Tourism, and then we also won album of the year given by Majalah Tempo, the Tempo magazine.
Okay, sir. Now, probably most of the viewers really want to know how many sisters and brothers you have, sir.
Well, actually, I'm. From my mother's side, I'm an only child, but from my late father's side, I was the 7th of 7th. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister.
What do they do now, sir?
They?
Yeah.
Well, because there are so many of them, I rarely know what they do. Most of them are businessmen, actually. Yeah.
But none of them is a musician.
Well, one of them is an artist. He does graphic design. But aside from that, nobody in my family, aside from him, nobody in my family is actually an artist or does art.
Are you going to perform in a very short time, sir?
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to perform in Cibinong, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, with the Upstairs and several other bands. And on Sunday we're going to perform in 6 senior high school in Tangerang Selatan. And the day after we're going to perform in Jaklot. And 2 days after we're going to perform in Solo. And the week after we're going to perform, I forgot how many because there are so many gigs.
But usually, sir, how often do you perform, usually?
Well, normally we perform like, I don't know, maybe around 6 to 7 times a month. But this month it's been particularly special because we've been having so many gigs. So this month we're going to perform 10 shows in this month, and so you can imagine how lack of sleep I am.
When is the longest period of time in which you have no performance to do, sir?
Well, it's probably. I'm not sure. I remember.
Is it a month?
A month. No. I think a month. Yeah, because we chose that. Although orders kept coming, but we asked our managers to hold off all the gigs because we want to get some rest. We really need to get some rest at that time. We were so tired. We were so weary. We just had to do that. So we had a month of vacation, you could say.
Yeah.
But the problem is because we didn't play our instrument for months. We
need to practice.
Yes. We were a bit sloppy for a while. But after that it was okay.
So, sir, is being tired the only reason for you to reject the offer?
Well, you could say that because we're frequent high flyers, especially both me and my singer. We're also full-time workers. So aside from being a musician, we're also workers. We do 9 to 5, a daytime job, and then sometimes we have a holiday we have a day off on Saturday, but still, because it's just so tight because you're living in two worlds. You're living as a musician
And you are living as a worker.
as a worker, as a lecturer.
Well, there are so many things to talk about our guests,
Yes.
so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Sir, when and where was it, sir?
I think it was during Singing Toilet charity show because it's for the Sinabung, the natural disaster. Because we know that because of the disaster, it was so difficult to make everything hygiene, to make everything clean. I mean, the sanitation of the people living in Sinabung was poor at the time because of the natural disaster. So we thought about why don't we raise money or we do a charity fund to make sure that these people have the proper sanitation. So that's what we do. I mean, the show was called Singing Toilet. So we were managed to raise around 100 million rupiah at a time. Yeah, we invited Glenn Bradley, Dick Doang and his band Kandang Jurang, and then Endah Endresa and some other performers, probably Float also. Yeah.
Positive intention then.
Yes.
Now, sir, we really want to know what your hobbies are, sir.
Yes. So aside from playing music,
aside from teaching
also, well, yeah.
Probably teaching is one of your hobbies then, I think.
Yes, of course. I mean, teaching, it has to be a hobby because you need to love it to do it every day, right? So aside from teaching and playing music, I'm also a hardcore video gamer. I play PlayStation 3 all the time.
How many hours do you usually spend playing games per day, let's say?
Per day, let's say.
Do you always play it every day, sir? Or
Yes, every day.
Every day?
Yes, I'm
No
sorry,
day
but
without,
yes.
no day without a game then?
No.
How many hours, sir? How many hours?
Around 3 to 4 hours a day. Yes, I always find time.
What do you usually feel if you do not play a game, sir? That much?
Well, I don't know, because I love to keep my brain
Working.
challenged and
Challenging.
working, so I always play a game. I usually play at night when nobody's around. So yeah, currently I'm playing GTA 4, the Grand Theft Auto 5, and aside from playing video games, I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts, and it's been nice to me. Yeah. So.
And what kind of game are you fond of, sir? I mean, is it adventure? Is it what, fighting or what, sir?
Well, I'm not exactly into RPG, so you could say that I'm more into action adventure or stealth or strategy games or open world games and so on, but not RPG or like Dota or StarCraft or that kind of thing, or not online. No.
And one of the best things about playing games is that it really improves our vocabulary.
Yes, our English.
Okay. Now, sir, you are now a lecturer. Do you only give lectures in BINUS or do you also give in some other universities?
Well, because I'm really busy with the band and I'm also a full-time worker here at BINUS, so I used to teach music at a local music school, Willy Sumantri Music School in Tanjung Duren, but I've been really busy these days, so I quit teaching music. So I only teach at BINUS, and every once in a while, every Wednesday, I teach at Kandang Jurang Doang, Dik Doang's school. Yeah.
Now about your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, how did you start learning it, sir?
Well, I've been always a fan of the Ultimate Fighting Championship,
Yeah.
And I think I have learned so many martial arts, capoeira and karate and so on, but I think my real nature is in grappling. In this case, is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You take the people down, you maintain your position, and then you submit them, just like Royce Gracie did in the UFC. So that's what I do.
Did you learn it on your own or did somebody else introduce it to you, sir?
Well, no, actually, I had a coach. He's also a BINUSian. He's also a BINUS graduate. He's a purple belt. His name is Mas Hadi. He won 3rd place last year at the Jarum Submission Championship. So yeah, he's been a good coach to me.
Now back to your profession as a lecturer, sir. You teach English department students and your major was obviously English. Why did you take it, sir? Why not try to major some other majors like IT, probably computer science? Why English, sir?
Well,
the very fundamental reasons.
Yes, that's a very good question. And well, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really a straight A student even during high school. And I love playing music more than studying, to be honest. But among all of those courses or subjects, the thing that I really good at was English, because probably because I watch lots of films and because of I play video games. Exactly. Yeah. So your English is really way improved because of playing games, and I think that is one of the reasons, and because BINUS is near my home. And I don't know, I just think that you can do many things with English, because we're not like the Malaysians or the Singaporeans where English is their second language, right? So, but here English is still needed, and not many people can really speak fluent English, unlike in Malaysia or Singapore.
So let's talk about your childhood, sir. Should be
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
How was your childhood, sir? Were you like a person who is really diligent, or you were just lazy to go to school? Did you feel motivated to go to school, or what, sir?
There were times when I was really motivated, but there was
By
only
what,
a
sir?
short
By
time.
what? By what?
Sorry?
Motivated by what? By whom?
But I have no idea. I have no idea. It was just, we were teenagers at that time. We didn't know what to do, and I mean, in my childhood, I still think that children need to play more than study. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, yeah. But I still think that children need to play more because the
Do you
world
have
is a
any
fun
reason-
place.
yeah.
The world is a fun place to be. I mean,
Enjoy it while you can.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Enjoy while you can. Yeah.
While these days,
Ah.
parents sometimes they put their children to go. You need to learn this, you need to learn that, and so on. And sometimes the children don't like it, right? But well, I of course I don't know. My dad, my late father, he always left me alone positively by giving me video games, films, and things that I can do for myself. I mean, so he would just leave me alone by myself, and I always, I was always able to keep myself busy.
So where did you spend your childhood, sir? In Jakarta?
Yeah. Actually, I was born and live here.
Were you introvert or did you used to play with your friends, sir, or what?
Well, I think if I'm mistaken, during my childhood, I played a lot of football. And I remember I once, because as a child and you read so many comic books.
Yeah.
And Japanese comic books know what they say. I mean, what I mean is, they talk about sports, martial arts, and then they inspire people to be like that. I mean, to know what to do. And then at that time, because I was reading lots of comic books, I wanted to be an athlete, either a footballer or martial artist, and so on. But yeah, so that's what I.
Why didn't you pursue the dreams, sir? Those dreams. Why didn't you try to get it to achieve being an athlete?
Yeah. Well, I think it came when I was first learned to play music during my high school. It was a bit late because usually children learn to play music during their, let's say, junior high, or maybe I don't know. But in my case, I learned music.
Senior high school.
Senior high school. I think it was my first year of senior high school, and then I learned at a music school, and then I got better at it, and then we even won first place for a band competition for high schoolers in Jabodetabek, and so this is interesting. So yeah.
And what about the closeness between you and your parents? How close you were with your parents, sir?
Well, my father passed away 6 years ago. The sad thing about the past of my father is he could not see of what I am today. You know, I actually want, if he was alive, I would love to take him to my shows, to my gig, and see people singing our songs and performing. But he passed away, and then what else? And he couldn't attend when I graduated from my master's degree. So it was a sad thing. But my mother's still here.
But did your father happen to know that you were about to become a musician, sir?
Well, my father knew that I was a musician then, but not as famous as I am now, of course. So, like I said, I really wish that, hopefully he's watching up there, yeah.
And sir, we have another video to show actually.
Yes.
So here's the video. Let's see.
Sang hujan tak juga datang, angin berhembus bercabang, rinduku berbuah lara. Sang hujan tak juga datang, angin berhembus bercabang, rinduku.
Hello viewers, back with us on Face to Face, your favorite talk show on BINUSTV. Sir, let's talk about your group band, shall we?
Yes. Sure.
How long has it been going, sir?
Well, at first, I think if it around 7 years, yeah, because we first formed the band in 2007. Should I tell you the history?
Okay. Should be nice.
Well, it started when I was studying for my master's degree
Yeah.
at University of Indonesia, and then a friend of mine, she knows that I was also a musician, and then she told me, Tom, do you want to help us with our theater? We need some more musicians for the theater. Oh, sure, okay. And in the theater, the Pagupon Theater is the name of the theater, is where I met with my singer.
Yeah.
The
one
curly
with Carly.
Yeah. and then after we finished our performance, after we finished our play, we didn't have anything to do, right? So we didn't know what to do. And then after that, why don't we? I suggest my friend, why don't we just jam around in the campus, in the canteen, just
In hopes of?
just two of us at a time, because there was only me and
What did
my
you
singer.
expect to get by playing around?
That's a very good question. Because at the time we didn't know what to do, and we still wanted to play music at that time, but we had no medium to play. So what we did was we went to the canteen or the cafeteria. We brought our amplifiers, our double bass, our guitar, without any microphone at all. So it was only just instrument. We performed in the canteen, and then sometimes people sang along, and then they asked for requests. Can I request this song or this song, and so on. And then after that, day by day, I think 1 or 2 months from that, some friend of us, he brought speakers, microphones, so we could sing also in the cafeteria. So after that, what else? Because of that, we've had so many requests to perform, and then we need to perform outdoors, so we need a drummer. Because we needed a drummer, so we recruit our friend, my drummer, is on the video, and then there were 3 of us, right? So we've been performing a lot, and people ask, where can I buy your CD? Because your songs are amazing. People are singing during your songs when you're performing. That's a good question, I think. And then
Let's make it then.
Yes, exactly. I mean, let's record it. Although we didn't have any money, and the thing is, especially me, I didn't want to for us to beg to labels, let's say the major labels or anything. I wanted us to just record the album with our own money and then distribute it with our own money. So what we need to do, we saved up, we worked our ass off. Sorry for the language.
No problem. No one really understands, I guess. No problem, sir.
You're so evil.
Sorry.
Yes. So let's
understand.
continue. So we work, we saved up, and we even borrowed some money from our friend. And then in 2010, we had another friend of us, Ivan, who used to be a crew for Ace. He used to bring along his guitar whenever he performs. We noticed that, he plays really good, so we should just recruit him for the band then. All right, so on the D-Day of our launching of our album, the first album, self-titled Paling Teduh, we got him in the band. And we announced to the people in the campus, because we had the release party in the campus, in the canteen, so there were so many people came at the time. So yeah, there were 4 of us in.
Sir, we even have another video to show actually.
Yes.
So let's watch it then.
Oh, photo.
Oh, the photo first, the photo.
Okay.
When was it, sir? You look much younger here.
Thanks for pointing that out, Alessandro. Yes, I think this was just shortly after we released our first album, probably in 2011, yeah.
And where, sir? In your campus?
Yes, this is
In UI, sir, yeah?
Yes, the Central Library of UI, University of Indonesia. You could see there's the Starbucks.
Who took the photo, sir, by the way?
The
girl?
I don't remember. Let me think. Oh, This was when we were covered in Rex magazine, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
No problem.
The one who took photos was Acum. He was also a singer for the band, an indie band Bangku Taman.
Okay,
if I'm
let's,
mistaken.
let's see another photo, sir.
Yes.
Next photo.
Good old
Where,
times.
sir?
Yes, this is the time when we won our album. When we won an award. The award was called ICEMA Award.
What does it stand
Indonesian
for?
Cutting Edge Music Award. It was in 2012.
2012.
We got it for the Best Newcomer of the Year from Rolling Stone and the Department of Tourism of Indonesia.
Who are those people, sir? Three in the middle.
Well, you can see the one from the left is my guitar lele,
Yeah.
Ivan, and then Chito, my drummer, and then the girl
Yeah.
is Sarah. She is our
Producer, no?
no, actually she's in charge of promotion and distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from the Ivy League music label, and then the one who's holding the trophy
Yeah.
is Mondo Gascaro. He used to be a former. He's a former keyboardist of Sore, an indie band, but he in this time he served as our producer, and the lovely lady just beside her is Marcia. She's my manager. Yes, and as you can see, the handsome me and my singer.
Let's see another photo then.
Yes.
Next photo, please.
Wow. Yes. I
When
remember
and
this.
where? When and where, sir?
I think this was.
Is it in your campus, sir?
Yes, this was in the Central Library of UI. I think this is about alumni gathering or something for UI graduates, and we performed there. And Once Dewa was also performing there, and Kahitna and Andin was also performing there.
I think the number of the audience is reached around how many, sir? Do you think?
Yeah, this is quite a lot, but the most that we had was always in Yogyakarta.
Approximately?
In Yogyakarta, I think there were around 5,000 people attended our performance.
Okay.
So it was.
Okay,
quite
next
great.
photo, please. What were you exactly doing, sir?
I have no idea. I think God just sent me to come down and play
Oh,
bass.
vroom, like a plane. Vroom.
Yeah.
Who took the photo, sir?
I'm
The
not-
one
I'm
taking
not
this
sure.
photo should be good, I guess. What about this one, sir?
This one was when we were giving our speech for when we won our the ICEMA award, when we won the Best Newcomer of the Year award. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have another photo. This one has
yes.
nothing to do with Payung Teduh, but what, sir?
Actually, I was invited to be a guest speaker. Actually, a speaker. This is a music seminar about the romanticism of music, Indonesian music. So, because I'm also a scholar, aside from being a musician, I'm also an academician. So, I also sometimes I speak in front of public about music and the industry and so on.
Okay, so those are the photos. Now, sir, Payung Teduh, what meaning does it convey?
That's a good question, Alessandro. So actually, the name itself, we didn't give the name. So actually, at first, because there were only two of us, Comi and Is, my singer, we call ourselves Is dan Comi. Is and Comi.
Is and Comi, Is and Comi.
I think because our music at that time, when we were jamming and when we performed, it was really soothing. And I remember a friend of mine, she's from FISIP UI, she noticed that, our characteristic of music. So and then probably because we love to jam and rehearse, and in the canteen of UI, and in which in the place there were so many trees and meadows and grasses, and everything was so lovely, and there were so many payung umbrellas where you can sit down and relax. Yeah. So probably that's how she gave us that name, the name Payung Teduh, because
Payung Teduh.
the music is soothing, teduh, and then we love to jam in those places.
And you didn't think much to accept that.
Well, that sounds good to me. Okay then. Yeah.
Okay, we will talk more about you, sir, after
Yes.
this one. So don't get anywhere. Stay tuned. Hello viewers, welcome back with us on Face to Face. Sir Comi, now, what about the tipping moment of your group band, the moment that makes you become famous from unknown to being well known?
Yes. So, I mean, we didn't even realize that it could happen this way. I mean, when we first released our album, the goal was just to release an album because the songs are great and people love to sing the songs. We didn't really want to achieve fame or to become famous or to become popular. No, but well, that's just the bonus, yeah. When we released our first album, we had quite lots of gigs to perform, and then when we released our second album, we even got even more gigs to perform. So, well, I think it's the idea for an artist is, I consider ourselves the band as performing l'art pour l'art, art for art. I mean, pure art, because we didn't. We were indie band, and then we didn't join a major label, and we just perform because we love music, and that's it. And even when we still, I mean, even after we reach our fame that we have these days, I still work as a full-time worker. And my singer is still working, and so the tipping point probably because we won those awards. We didn't even know that we could win awards. I mean, we just released our second album, and then few months after that, Rolling Stone contacted us that they said that we were nominated to in one of the categories, and then when we went there, at first, to be honest, I thought it was probably
Just nomination.
just a nomination or not a very serious award.
Surprisingly,
And when I got there, the nominations were quite astounding. There were Wise Shoes and the Couples Company, Burger Kill, Brandals, Ringai, and so many famous musicians nominated at that time. So, oh my God, this was so serious at that time. And then, well, fortunately, we won Best Newcomer of the Year.
Yeah.
And then, and then I thought, this is interesting. Well, maybe it's just a coincidence. Yeah, I actually thought that it was just a coincidence. But then, a few months after we won the award from Rolling Stone, we got another call from Majalah Tempo magazine. They said that we won Album of the Year from Majalah Tempo magazine. What? Okay, that's interesting. I mean, that how come that is possible? Because we're not a major label band, right? We're not Ungu or Noah, you know. but we won the award. Okay, that's interesting. So after that, I realized, okay, this is a time when we need to make sure that everything is professionally managed for the band. We started to write contracts. We asked for riders for the facilities if a committee want to or someone want to invite us, and then we asked for bigger pay, yeah, and then everything becomes better. So I think that's a tipping point, because when you win awards, you have a bargaining power to demand things that to be better.
now, sir, unavoidably, I think there will always be haters when something goes famous. Does it also happen to this group band, sir?
Of course. I mean, no matter how good or bad you are, there will always be haters. What they say, haters gonna hate, right? So,
how do you respond to them, sir?
well, fortunately, because we are too busy, so we didn't respond.
So let it be then.
Yes, we didn't respond to anything. I mean, it's just going to be gone with the wind. So, we didn't respond. Or, I mean, if you respond to haters, it depends. You can use it as a criticism, as a constructive criticism, or I myself think that you need to choose which critics are good and which critics are not good. You know, you should know who to listen, these critics or that critics. So, okay, I mean, the good ones we fix. The bad criticism we just ignore it. Just do that.
Okay, now, sir, you have succeeded in some many things. And do you still want to? I mean, do you still have another dream to achieve?
Yes. So our current dream, I mean, my current dream
Yeah.
actually is to. Actually, the band is about to record a new album this year. So hopefully at the end of this month, I mean, the end of this month, we're going to start recording our new album. So it's going to be our third one. And then I myself, I'm actually pursuing my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to be promoted to a blue belt from white to blue. So yeah, sorry if it is getting too weird, but
problem.
that is my goal because I'm such I love martial arts.
Now, sir, let's talk about yourself now. When is the hardest time in your life, sir?
The hardest time in my life, yeah. Well, I could say that I would say that it was during my master's degree because my dad passed away at that time, and then I was busy with trying to do, and then what else? Yeah, I mean those two are already. So I have my study. I was nearing my deadline for my thesis at the time, and then my dad passed away, and then I was busy with the band. But fortunately, I kept my focus. I managed to take care of everything. I finished my master's degree, and then the band released an album, and then everything got better. So fortunately, I persevered, and alhamdulillah, here I am now.
So the hardest time was due to the intense schedule, then, sir.
Yes, the intense schedule and the study and so on. Yeah.
In your journey of life, sir, do you fancy anybody, sir? Has there been anyone who motivates you a lot to be who you are now, sir?
Well, of course, you have to give it to the mother, yeah. I mean, to my mom, because she's been there. I mean, she's always there my whole life. She even bought me my first double bass, or my first upright bass, the big one that you see, for my gift as a gift for graduating for my bachelor degree. Because of that, I got to play with the band, and then yeah, everything was great. I mean, and she's still here now. That should be.
And now you have so many fans. BINUSTV has got so many fans. What would you like to say to your faithful viewers, sir?
I would say that is a good question, Alejandro. I mean, I will suggest that I don't know. Maybe it's just me a bit, but I think mankind or people need to be tired positively. I mean, I myself, I'm a musician. I also work, but I suggest that you guys or everyone do whatever you like, and whatever hobby it is that you like. If you want to be a bear, be the best bear. If you want to be a unicorn, be the most beautiful unicorn. Or I don't know, maybe if you like art, you do art, and then without thinking about the economy. I mean, let's not think about the economy here. Just do whatever that you like to do, and then hopefully things will get better, and who knows.
And we still have another 2 minutes, sir. And just tell us the best moment you have ever had while performing as the bass player in BINUSTV.
So, it happened when we performed in Jogja. Yeah, we were the headline of the show. So we were the main act. We managed to get 3,000 people to attend the show, and it was in UGM Jogja, and it was really packed. I remember it was so full, and most people when they watch BINUSTV perform, they sit down on the floor. And then because there were so many people there watching us, I remember some people sit, but some people could not, because some people couldn't sit because they were so full. So they were like this, they couldn't sit anywhere because it's just too full. But fortunately, they could sit eventually. And then I mean, it was just amazing because as a main act, we somehow able to get 3,000 people to come to the show. So it was a huge success for us, and it was really touching moment for me.
Thank you, Sir Comi. I think we have reached the end of our show.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, Sir Comi. Thank you for BINUSTV. Thank you for Journalism Club. Thank you for Caring Carol. I think I'm going to quote what you said, sir. Just do what you like, but remember to do it as best as you can. My name is Aziz Comi. This is Face to Face. See you next time.